Hi everyone, this is Lisa and Pepe here again with Wait Wednesdays unlive because I'm still in Heidelberg, Germany, but I wanted to bring you this episode, even if it's recorded, to make sure that you are advocating for your own health and taking care of your own health as much as possible. I wanted to bring the subject up this week because I am reading a lot online and in Facebook and social media platforms about everybody's health care and insurance and things that are happening and what's getting taken away and what everybody's going to have to do and high deductibles, and we know the system is not working properly. It's not 100%, okay? It's been broken for a long time, but it's gotten a lot worse. I'm not going to get into politics. I'm not going to get into a blame game. What I am here to tell you is that you are responsible for your own health and wellness and making sure that you're getting the proper care that you need. We all have different lifestyles. We all have different habits. We all eat differently. We all exercise differently. We all do things different. We have different chemistries, different makeups in our body. Who is to say when we are going to be coming down with some condition, some disease, or God forbid, we should pass away? But in the meantime, I want to help you feel better in your body so you can be better in your life, whatever amount of time that is for you. And I want you to advocate for yourself and I want you to take care of business, okay? Insurance companies and doctors are not responsible for your health care, but they can actually help you more than you think. You just have to be your own advocate and ask as many questions as possible and do your own due diligence and research. I've been doing that for a long time, especially when I went through my hormonal hell that you hear me talk about when I turned 40. And I went to 10 different doctors, had 200 different tests done, and I had to push through the system to get all of this done, even when they weren't suggesting it for me. I did a lot of research. I'm not saying Google and scare yourself, but do research from websites that know what they're talking about. WebMD sometimes has really good information. The Mayo Clinic. There are a lot of complementary health sites and alternative health sites that have got a lot of great information for you. And you can research. So the first thing you want to do is you want to call your health insurance if you have health insurance. Find out what you're covered for and know exactly what tests are covered and when, and how often you're allowed to get your blood work done, and then schedule it. If it's every 3 months, get it done every 3 months if you have a condition. If it's every 6 months that it's allowed, then talk to your doctor about getting a complete blood work done every 6 months. Maybe some of you are super healthy and have no issues and no conditions, and you might want to go and get your blood work done once a year. You'll hear me talk about this over and over and over again. Blood work is the easiest thing to get done. You don't even need health insurance. Go to my website, lisaandpepe.com/wellness, and click on one of the blood work links, and you'll see how inexpensive it is to get your own blood work done. So that brings me to step number 2. We all have to advocate for our own health, and we all have to ask the right questions. So if we have a condition that we know requires blood work, testing, maybe there are new alternative medications, maybe there are alternative remedies, maybe there's complementary medicine, maybe there are other tests that we can get done, we need to ask. Do not walk into your doctor's office without a piece of paper with all of your questions on it and information that you found out. And also, when you call to make your appointment, ask how long the appointment is and try to get a minimal of a 20-minute appointment with your doctor and hold them to that time, even if they're running late. And what I usually do is say, if you're running late, please call me. I live 5 minutes away and my schedule is flexible, so I can come a little later because I want to make sure I have the doctor's undivided attention. Which brings me to another thing. Your doctor is seeing hundreds, if not thousands of patients, and he cannot or she cannot remember every single little detail about you. So you're going to have to write it down, take notes, and keep your own medical record file, whether it's on your computer or it's in your file drawer. Keep all of your records, your test results, and everything you've ever had done in a file for yourself. Bring it to your doctor, bring it to your new doctor, bring it to whoever you go see so you have it. They will copy it, they will put it into your file. You want to make sure they read it as well. I have run into this so many times. I have gone into the doctor's office after filling out a 10-page questionnaire, and tell me y'all don't know what I'm talking about. And then I've also given them copies of all my blood work for the past year or two, every test I ever had done. And then I go into the office and I come for the appointment and I sit down, and the doctor has no idea what was done, when it was done, who I even am, I think sometimes, and what is the next step in my healthcare. So guess who has to know that? I do. And you do. You have to know what is your next step. Do not rely 100% on your doctors. They're there to help you. Awesome for acute conditions, awesome for giving you the prescriptions that you need or sending you for the tests. But you have to ask. I mean, they're not going to be on top of things when it comes to your health. They just can't be. It's not humanly possible for them to do so. And right now, with the system that we have, not every single doctor and test is integrated into one big database. So until that is fixed, you're responsible for your own database. Now, you're all going to come down with conditions. I am not here to tell you that anything that I ask you to do is going to cure any conditions, is going to prevent them, or is going to even stop them from happening. But when I give you advice about wellness and weight loss or reaching your healthy weight and all the things that I ask you to do, it's because I want you to feel as good in your body as you can so you can make the most of the time that you do have. But I also want you to be ahead of the game if you do get hit with something. You know, I have friends and people that I know that unfortunately have gotten hit with things and could not recover. And I am not to say why that happened or why some people die, some people don't, why some people get sick, why some people don't, why some people, get certain diseases and others don't. I'm not here. I do not know the answer to that. But what I do know is that we all are responsible for taking care of our own health as much as possible. And so many of us do a lot of the right things, and we still come down with these conditions because no matter what we do, we're not going to be 100% in control with that, because there are so many other things like environmental issues that I talk about with toxins in the food, air, and water. I talk about genetically modified foods. I talk about different things that are affecting us that we just don't have any control over. But if you're the type of person that wants to know what's going on inside of your body, then you're responsible for at least doing some research on what you would like to have done and making sure you schedule those tests. And I would say a good rule of thumb is every 6 months you should be getting a test done, whether it's just your basic blood work or it's a hormonal panel or a thyroid panel. My doctor does a complete workup once a year, but then every 3 to 6 months, I'm back in for a thyroid panel, and I'm talking the complete 5 tests. So not just a TSH test, not a general practitioner that says, let me just test your thyroid, one little thing. You have to kind of do the research and say, well, I want this, and this test done. Is there a test like this out there? Or are there other things that I can look into? Or are there other tests that can be done? Is there something else that I should be doing? Questions you should be asking your doctor. You go in there with a list of questions and certain things that you want to tell them and your medical records to make sure that they have copies of everything. And don't rely on your records to be in one place when you need them. You keep a copy of every single thing, including your notes from every visit, and you put them into a file like I do. That way you have them just in case you have to refer back, or you go to a new doctor, or you see a specialist and they have to know. So you have to work with your insurance company, work with your doctors, and work with your own health. You need to do everything you can to stay healthy and be healthy. But like I said, there are other things that we can't control, and you might be affected by them. But don't rely 100% on your insurance. But I will also tell you that even though you have insurance, there are going to be tests and different things that you might want done that you might have to pay for. So I really suggest to everyone, open up a separate savings account. It does not necessarily have to be a health savings account, although I will say to look into them. They are changing, and from year to year, I'm really not sure, what they're putting into them and taking away. It used to be that they were completely tax deductible, like an IRA, and if you didn't use the money, it does roll over. But if you take it out, then you get taxed, which is not really a super penalty because you would have been taxed on the money anyway if you had just left it in your regular bank account. But if you don't want to deal with any of that, then please put away some of your taxed money into a separate savings account that is your personal health savings account. This way, you can get done other tests that might come up, or additional blood work, or maybe there's some alternative testing you want done that your insurance doesn't cover or your doctor doesn't recommend, but you might go to a holistic naturopath, or you might find something online that you like, that you want to get this testing done. I know the biggest rage right now is the DNA testing, and insurance companies aren't covering that. And people are spending about $189, I think last time I checked, to get this DNA testing done. And that's okay. That's something you want to know about. You want to know what the issues are that could come up, for you. But you better have the health savings to help offset the cost of these tests. And you're going to come into a time in your life, like I did, when you're all of a sudden faced with all these different conditions, and all of a sudden health insurance isn't covering everything it used to, and it's maybe doing a little bit more over here, but it's not doing a lot over there. And you're still going to have to take care of getting your testing done. You're still going to have to take care of your health. You're still going to have to do all the things that you normally would do, regardless of what everybody else is doing, regardless of what is going on with the insurance, regardless of what your doctor is doing or not doing. You have got to do it. It's your health, it's your life, it's your well-being. So I say advocate, do the research. In all of my personal challenge sessions, I go over this with every single client. I want to know where you're at with all this and everything I discussed in this Well Wait Wednesday episode. And then we are going to go into uncovering certain challenges and obstacles you might have in reaching your well weight goals. But not only that, maybe we put together a plan for you so you can make sure you're getting all your testing done, scheduled, and you're doing some research and setting aside some time to research what other things are available for your conditions. That way, you're not putting it 100% on your doctor and 100% on the insurance company, because they are not going to do it for you, and they're not going to be able to cover every single thing. So let's all work together here, and let's hope that the insurance gets straightened out one of these days. But in the meantime, let's also step up to the plate and know that we are responsible for our health. We are responsible for our well-being. We're responsible for speaking up and advocating for ourselves when we go to the doctor's office. We are responsible for calling our insurance companies and making sure that we know exactly what is covered and that we are getting all of those tests done that they cover, because insurance companies do cover a lot more preventive wellness testing than they ever have before. And I remember, and I tell you this probably every other week, when I was a kid, regular checkups were not covered, only hospital visits and emergencies and specialists. So we are very lucky to even have that covered. Now, for those of you who don't have insurance, that's where the health savings is going to come in to play for you. Either get an official one through your bank, talk to your employer if you're employed, talk to somebody, do a little research online. There are a lot of companies that will help you set one up, or just open another savings account and start putting money in every week and designate that as your health savings account. And then at the end of the year, you can write off a certain amount, if it's a high enough percentage of your income, of all of your medical expenses that you paid out of pocket through your own money in that account. So there we go. I'm on a rant and I'm on a rave this week because I have so many friends that are going through so many health conditions and fighting with insurance companies and blaming their doctors for not doing this and that. And yes, they all have a part in it, but it's up to us to bring everybody together and working with us for our health and our wellness. Now, that is what I think is the best way to stay healthy, get all your tests done, and make sure that you're getting everything you can out of the system that we have and what we have to work with here in the United States at this moment. So anyway, like I said, this is not political. I'm not taking sides. I've been paying for my own insurance for over 10 years now. And I have been in the system for 10 years with ups and downs and different programs and different deductibles and different insurance policies. And I've made it work for me. And if you have any questions about that, please head on over to lisampepe.com/contact, and we'll set up a personal challenge session. And I would love to help you set up a health savings account for yourself, or at least do some research and find out from your insurance company what you can get done and the different alternatives that are out there. And I'll give you some of the information on how I do it and how I've been able to do it for over 10 years now, being in the system and thrown all over the place. So it will work if you make it work and you help everybody help you. Okay? I love you all. And thank you so much for being here for another Well Wait Wednesdays episode. I will be back in the States next week, and I'm not sure the date, not looking at a calendar, but I will send you notification if you get on over to lisampepe.com and you sign up for my free membership on my homepage. You'll receive all of the updates. You'll be the first to receive the links for my video, my podcast, and anything else that I come out with that will help you reach your well weight goals and feel better in your body so you can be better in your life, better in your business, and hopefully enjoy your life and feel good while you're doing it. So I will talk to you next Wednesday. If you have any questions, please contact me, and have a great well weight rest of your week. Bye-bye.